Hey everybody, and welcome to Knott's Merry Farm, or the taste of Knott's Merry Farm. So as you can see, we went to Merry Farm last week. This was actually the first of the tasting events that we had gone to since they started doing them a few months back. We missed the first couple, but we were happy to come and check out the one for Taste of Merry Farm. As you can see, it was an absolutely gorgeous day at the park. We got there right when they opened, and it wasn't too busy. Our first treat was the green beans and the tater tot dish. Both are really good. I thought the green beans were actually kind of cold, considering the park had just opened. That was kind of odd to me, to be honest with you. But the tater tot casserole was excellent. But it did give me some ideas to try some things out for our Thanksgiving leftovers later on this week. But it was nice to just kind of wander the park and enjoy the ambiance, even though, you know, none of the rides were open and things. That's kind of weird, to be honest with you. And for the most part, everyone kept pretty distanced. You can see here a couple instances of people gathering in big groups. I don't know if they all came together and things like that, so that was kind of weird. I didn't actually go to the event solo. The rest of the people in my family decided they didn't want to go due to the increasing COVID numbers, and, you know, obviously very understandable. Which meant I got, you know, 2 tasting cards, which is kind of cool. So as you can see, normally these are all open wide walkways, and they've added in tables and things, and you can see here that they've actually kind of blocked off that dining area by the bakery now with looks like a pretty permanent wall there. So it looks like that might be something that is changing for when the park does reopen. My second treat was the cranberry chocolate tart and a boysenberry smoothie. I thought the tart was okay. It was cold, so it was kind of weird. The smoothie was absolutely excellent, and it's something that I do hope they keep on the menu for the future. Say hi to our good friend the blacksmith. Always good to peek in there and see what he's up to. And mask compliance was pretty good. Obviously when people are eating and sitting at tables, they can take off their masks and things, which is fine. You know, I was actively avoiding being close to people. I even saw our friends from Theme Park Duo a couple times, and we just kind of sat at separate tables and had conversations at separate tables. And of course we had to say hi to the Catawampus. But as I said earlier, it was just nice to kind of be at the park and walking around and taking in the sights and the sounds and the smells and the food. So I basically just did a loop around the entire park and then, you know, enjoyed the treats as I was wandering through. I assume here these are people making reservations to visit Santa. I think that they probably need to redo this line, so it's not sticking right out in the middle of the walkway, which I'm sure they probably ended up doing. As you can see, there's plenty of tables and places to sit, you know, socially distanced. I will say, if you invested in picnic tables in February of this year, you were probably looking at a pretty good return on your investment there. Lots of picnic tables around the park. And this was the first time I was able to see the new signs on the theater. I did see Snoopy up there, but the gate was closed here, so he wasn't open to greet people yet. But it's nice to see the work being done on the Schultz Theater. And the new marquee is absolutely fabulous, I thought. The seasonal store was open, so let's go ahead and take a look inside. Lots of Mary Farm goodies here. Penguins are especially cool for me. I thought the hang time car here was a nice touch here. They still got some of the Halloween stuff, the artwork on display. Some masks, we did pick up a couple. Hopefully we won't need these next year for Mary Farm. I was kind of glad to see that the merchandise was Mary Farm and not Taste of Mary Farm. I did see a couple people wearing Taste of Halloween shirts, and I have to be honest, I don't really want to be reminded of 2020, so any kind of 2020 merchandise I'm not really into. I was glad to see that the Mary Farm stuff was just standard Mary Farm and not, Taste of Mary Farm or anything like that. So kudos to Knott for more amazing merchandise. And we did pick up one of those Mary Farm signs too to hang up. It was like $7, and then obviously we had our discount too, so it was kind of nice to get a little bit of merchandise for our home. That one right there, that's the one we got. So we'll stick it up on a wall at some point this week when we decorate for the holidays. And speaking of fabulous, this was actually the first time I was able to see the updated Berry Tales sign. I'm in truck and stuff, so I, obviously spent a few minutes getting some pictures and video. Who knew that the bears were into steampunk? Nice little berry-themed Christmas tree there to go along with the truck. And just a really nice touch there with the receiving area, and definitely cannot wait to get on this when the park is able to reopen. Looking like it will be sometime in 2021 at this point. I love that they have the old style telephone numbers and stuff on the truck, just kind of a nice touch there. And here's the factory entrance. So overall, the park looked absolutely fantastic. Everything was clean. There's lots of people coming around and cleaning up tables and things like that. But I did intentionally come to the park early in the day before everybody came to look at the lights and things, and it got a little busier. And I also did like that a lot of the booths, unlike, Boysenberry Festival, a few years, the last few years, you can get different, get the same food at different booths, so the lines don't get too long. It doesn't get too crowded. So definitely check your tasting card when you're at the festival, because there might be more than one location that has the food you want. And if there's a long line or a lot of people around one booth, you might be able to find less people at one of the other booths. I thought that was actually kind of cool. So just keep that in mind as you're experiencing the Taste of Merry Farm. Again, lots of tables, and these ones are themed to the boardwalk, which is nice. They didn't just stick picnic tables everywhere. They actually themed them to the individual areas, which was kind of cool. And again, this isn't the first time they've done this food thing, so I'm sure that they've learned from each subsequent one. So then I went into Coasters and got the chicken strips with the mashed potatoes and everything. It was really good, and again, gave me some ideas for our own leftovers in a couple of days. And I also got the Jack and Coke Frosty thing, which, Jack and Coke slushy. I mean, you can't really go wrong with that, right? And watching this back now and doing the narration, I do wish I would have tried a couple more of the sweet treats. I kind of went more savory, so I do wish that I would have gone more sweet. We're supposed to go back in a couple weeks. We have tickets to go back on, I believe it's the 13th of December. As of right now, we're still planning on going, but obviously with everything going on, we'll have to decide at that time. But we'll definitely try more of the sweet treats if we do go back. It was nice that they had the waterfalls going and stuff like that to give the area a little bit of motion. The animatronic birds, as you can see. No treats at the Panda Express. So again, as I mentioned, you can see, people are waiting for people to finish eating, and they're coming in, cleaning up the tables and things like that, which is also really great to see. I did notice nobody was eating on trash cans like you see at the different festivals, which was, good, obviously. And most people were, cleaning up after themselves and disposing of their own trash and things like that, and lots of people using hand sanitizer. And again, I think everybody is aware of what's going on and, being on their best behavior as far as distancing and cleaning and things like that. But as you can see through here, they have, lots and lots of tables. And over here on the stage, they were doing virtual hillbillies, which, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. It was interesting. And of course, we had to walk through Calico Square, Christmas tree in the saloon. Didn't go in the saloon. I don't even know if the saloon was actually even open, to be honest. Here's a nice shot of the Christmas tree. But looking at here, it doesn't look like the saloon is actually open. At least that door is not open. And as always, this was always the going to be the tightest fit as far as walking through the tunnel. I did notice people were kind of waiting outside the tunnel to make sure that there was nobody in it before they started walking through. And you can see throughout the park too, they have directional arrows, you know, indicating which direction, which side of the road you're supposed to walk on to make sure that you're distanced. And honestly, not a bad idea to just keep those for when the park does reopen, especially through that tunnel there. It would be nice to have a directional arrow. And here we have the pulled pork mac and cheese and a boysenberry beer, and they both paired very well together. I was actually kind of impressed with the combo there. Figured I'd go in and head in through Camp Snoopy, take a look at what they had here. And again, the shops are keeping capacity limited, so they have people at the door making sure that there's not too many people in the store. Get a couple of selfies with the drummer guy. And had to go see my good friend Chuck over here. And again, nice and socially distanced. They made sure that everybody, you know, was kept away. You know, a couple of people in front of me, they had asked if their kid could sit on the stage, and they wouldn't even allow that. So kudos to the park for sticking to it and making sure that everybody's being safe. Some more of the Camp Snoopy decorations here. I'm sure these look fabulous all lit up at night. And again, I apologize for not sticking around and seeing the nighttime stuff. And I did notice some new decorations here, lots of penguin stuff, which, hey, that's for me. If anybody who knows me knows that love the penguin stuff. So I definitely had to make sure that I got pictures and video of all this stuff. And these guys just hanging out on the swings for some reason. More penguins. And again, I don't know if these were here previous years or if they're new this year. I don't remember seeing them in previous years. Let me know in the comments if they actually have been here. Either way, they're super cool. And our last stretch of the park going in through Fiesta Village. So definitely check out Taste of Merry Farm if you can, if you feel safe doing so. Tickets are on sale now, and the event does go through January 3rd. Obviously some dates are already sold out, so definitely check their website to see the dates that are available now. It's not likely they'll be adding any more days, but who knows? I'm sure there's already plans for the next tasting festival after the new year. That's when they would normally do the peanut celebration, so we'll see if they actually do something for that. So thanks for watching. Make sure you click that subscribe button, and we'll talk to you all soon.